So yesterday I met this gentleman who had been referred for career coaching. The reason why he sought my help is because for the last 1.5 years he's been applying for jobs and he hasn't gotten an interview so far. So before I meet someone for career coaching, I normally request that they send their documents, and some of the documents being the CV as a starting point. So even before I met, I could see that his last place of work was 1.5 years ago. So truly he hasn't worked in the last 18 months. So when he visited and we got talking, I asked him what he's been up to, and he's told me he's had several consultancies, and more than that, he's gotten back to school. But now when I look at his CV, it shows that his last place of employment was with this bank. And if I didn't know him well, and if we weren't having this conversation, I wouldn't be able to know that he's been busy. So it's very important, if you're out there and you're not employed and you're looking for a job, it's very important to know how do you handle the employment gaps in your CV, such that when someone is looking at your CV, a potential employer, they can still see that you have valuable skills to offer. Because remember that you're competing with people who are still working. So I always advise professionals that the person on the other end who's shortlisting, they are human beings. So if they have two CVs, one is for someone who's not working and the other one is for someone who's currently working, the tendency is obviously to go with someone who's working, because there are all these assumptions. Maybe you're not working because you're fired, you're not working because you're not as good. So you want to make sure then in your CV you're able to bridge that gap, that you're able to show that you still have something valuable to offer to a potential employer. So how do you go about that? So let's assume you're declared redundant. I always advise professionals, indicate that in your CV. There's no harm in showing that. Say you relocated back to Kenya and it hasn't been easy for you to get a job. Again, you can say that you relocated back to Kenya due to personal reasons and you're now looking for a job. But over and above you having those employment gaps, the most important thing for you to do is then to know how to bridge those gaps. And this is why I advise professionals, don't ignore what you're currently doing. It's very important that you indicate it in your CV. So if it's those short employment stints, please have them, but then in brackets you indicate either contract or part-time. If it's a consultancy that you're doing, again, also have that in your CV. You don't want a situation where someone looks at your CV and for the last 2 years they assume that you've not been doing anything useful. So it's really, really important for you to include anything that can really put you in the best light possible. Even if it's you going back to school for that MBA, highlight that in your CV, show that yes, you took a break. Let's say you got a scholarship or someone funded you, or the job you are at that time could not allow you to combine school and work. Indicate that. Showcase that in your CV. That way, someone who's considering you for employment, you still see that you have something valuable to offer, and don't be surprised when you start getting called for interviews. So thank you for visiting our channel and watching this video. For more on careers and for your professional growth, subscribe to this channel.